discuss how you can bid on government contracts 10x faster with less effort. To be honest with you, government contracting is a very lucrative industry. The challenging part about it is getting in your foot in the door. It's easier to go and sell to your local business, definitely easier. There's no bidding process, there's no proposal process, there's no long documents that you have to go through, that's for sure. But there's no other business, no other customer that's going to get you more benefits than the government. It's by far the best client you can have. Well, we know there's a lot of competition. We know there's a lot of people who are trying to get into this industry. So, how you get ahead of them? You have to bid more while maintaining a good quality of proposals. That's the name of the game. If you're not bidding a lot, you are not doing it correctly, especially if we're talking about small businesses. Why? It's delusional to think you're going to make one proposal, one bid, and win. In most cases, that's not the case. You develop the skill of how to find government contracts, how to write good winning proposals, how to talk to agencies and how to submit a proposal, how to be ahead of time, how to develop relationships, and so on. All of this come with repetition. You can't just assume I'm going to do this once or twice a year and that's it. You have to be the business that submit bids as much as you can. Well, how do you do that? You have to have a repeatable process, and that what gets us here. You have to have a repeatable, easy process that saves you time and does not take a lot of your effort while getting you good results. So the biggest challenge for government contracts is the lack of a process like this, repeatable process that you can do day in, day out. If you have a well-defined process, you're gonna get consistent results. That's just a fact with everything in life. So for government contracting, your key to success is having a process that helps you break down solicitations quickly with ease, find the right partners for collaboration. If you're a middleman, you want to find the right partner quickly, identify them, build a proposal, submit, and you're done. And you have to write a compelling winning proposals. Imagine having a proven system that saves you 90% of your effort. You're no longer doing everything manual. How much ahead of the competition are you going to be? If you could achieve top results while cutting out 90% of labor in government contracting, just ask yourself, how many more contracts could you bid on? How much more revenue could you win? And how would your reputation in the industry, in the government contracting industry, improve? And how many more contracts you're gonna win because of that? It's just a cycle. So if it's the power of well-defined, repeatable process cannot be beat. It's by far the best thing you can have. And I'm gonna show you exactly how it works. So let's get into it. Let's go to samsearch.co. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by repeatable, easy process that makes government contracting easy. Let's say we're looking for janitorial services. So we want contract in that space. One, we want to be able to search quickly and have something that understands what we're talking about. And that's the power of this search. It understands what you're saying. It doesn't require any codes, none of that long process that you have to go through. We also get a summary for each one of these opportunities. So let's say for this one, we can read quickly that they are looking for janitorial services. They have a deadline, which is good, and it's set aside for small businesses. So now we get an idea. We quickly can recognize this is an opportunity that fits what we're looking for. So we can just click on it, and now we can read through the information we have here. So there's not a lot of description. There are a few attachments that we have to go through. Well, now I'm going to show you how to quickly analyze these opportunities instead of wasting so much time going through each one of these documents. We want to quickly see, should we make a bid on this or not? What we can do is come here and click on chat. What this is doing is now analyzing all of the attachments, and if there's a description, it's analyzing that as well. What we want to do right now is we want to understand this opportunity quickly. So we're going to say, summarize this contract and break it down in simple terms. A lot of government contract attachments, they have a lot of jargon in them, and we're trying to avoid that. So what we want is we want to get exactly what this is about and break it down in simple terms. So it's a contract for janitorial services. Let it finish. Okay. The purpose, keep the water treatment facility clean for both employees and visitors. It's pretty straightforward. We see that it's a contract for a whole year from February 1st, 2025 to January 31st, 2026, which is pretty good. And there's an four optional 1 year extension. So it's a pretty good contract to have. Here it goes over the service covered, payment. There's a price schedule for the base year and each option year. Good. Work schedule, mainly on Tuesdays and Thursdays during regular hour. And then there's quality assurance, safety and compliance, security, employee compensation. So we have to cover these. We have to read through these and cover them in the proposal. So now we have an idea. So we kind of have an idea what this is about, but let's get what's the scope of work. We want to get more information about the scope of work. What exactly do we have to do? Okay, so now we have the floor space, 3,000 square feet. It's a huge space. Labor, material, transportation, cleaning supplies, equipment. So we have to cover that in a proposal. That's under our. We have to do it twice weekly, like I said, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We have to clean break rooms, control rooms, labs, vacuum, mopping. And there's a major task performed twice a year for cleaning. That's nice. Safety and compliance again, and additional services may be required to provide additional services during special events or emergencies. So we have to be cover that as well. So now we want to say what is the budget and timeline. We want to understand the budget, the timeline, what things we have to provide by what time. Okay, so there's a base year, which is like we read just before, 2025 to 2026. There's four optional years. It's pretty nice. And then the response deadline for this solicitation is November 25th, so that's pretty good. We have a lot of time to make a very good bid for this, and they will be notified 30 days prior to the expiration of the contract. I want to ask, is there any information about pricing? I want to see if they have any details about how much we should expect to get paid if we win this contract. Um, so it doesn't seem so. It's a total firm fixed price. It's a fixed price, uh, year by year, and there's contractual wage conditions. So they don't have specifically uh, a specific number for how much we would get paid for this contract. So now I have more information about this. I understand the deadline, I understand the requirements, the length of the contract, what I'm asked for, what I'm supposed to clean, stuff like that. Now I'm ready to submit a bid. I can come here after I fill up my company profile, type down exactly my past performances, what things I've won in the past, if I've won anything, what services I provide, and so on. And now I'm ready to generate a proposal. And now we can come here and generate an outline. And what it's doing, it spits out a complete outline that covers, as I said, your company profile and the opportunity details we're applying for. So what you want to do is you want to go through this one by one and make sure you're modifying things according to what you want to cover. So it's important that you go through this one by one. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to delete some of these just so I could save time and not waste a lot of time, but you should go and cover these one by one. You can go in each one of these and, for example, modify this as much as you want. So you could say for performance quality metrics, make sure to cover all the requirements listed in the solicitation. So this way, you could obviously add more details. It's important that you list out, but I'm just showing an example how you can edit, add, modify, delete each one of these. And it's important that you do this because that's your writing plan. And if you spend time on this, you're not going to be spending a lot of time going through the proposal. So now let's say we have this. I'm just going to make it a bit more shorter. I'm gonna make this one page just for the sake of one page, save changes, and it's gonna now generate. So right now, 90% of your job is done. All you have to do is wait for it to generate the proposal, and then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna save more time by editing this using AI. Okay, so now that it's done generating the proposal, what we want to do is make sure it reflects what we want to submit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna modify it, but we're gonna make that even easier using AI. What we're gonna do, for example, let's say here we have we're talking about initial safety training. I think maybe I want to elaborate more on that. So what I could do is I could come here, highlight that, and say elaborate more on that on this section. And now it's going to elaborate more on that. You can just come here, copy it, paste it, and it's done. That simple. Let's say, for example, I want to talk more about um, the summary for executive summary. I want it to be longer, for example. I could just come here, highlight all of this, and I could come here, highlight it, and what I could say is expand more on this from my business profile. Include my past performances, for example, briefly and briefly here, and some of the reviews I have. I'm just doing this so we can capture their attention from the beginning of the proposal. So it's this simple. This is the process I was telling you about. Imagine how many more contracts, I want you to ask yourself, how many more contracts do you think you'd be able to understand, find, and write a proposal for if you had a process like this? And if you lack a process like this, I recommend you go on samsearch.co, get a free 7-day trial, try it out for yourself, and see how much more productive and how many more government contracts you're able to bid on using samsearch.co. I hope this was helpful. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and keep up with my updates, subscribe, and thank you so much.